Hi everyone, welcome back to Political Excess. Next week we've got some more primaries coming up, Tuesday the 24th in Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, and Texas will have its runoffs. There's also the primaries for the special election in Minnesota's 1st District. So today I'm going to cover the primaries for Alabama and Arkansas. So let's get right into it. Alabama in the House. In the 5th District for the Republicans, that is an open seat as Mo Brooks is running for the Senate. So they are battling it out there. And there is only one poll out, and it shows Dale Strong in the lead. There's a lot of undecideds. So he might win it, but Alabama does have runoffs if nobody clears 50% of the vote. So if you're from that area, obviously this race is important to you. And the rest of the House races for Alabama, they're all going to go for the Republicans in the general election, with the exception of the 7th District. That will be safe for the Democrats, and there's really no other highly interesting primaries that I'm aware of. So let's go on to the statewide elections, where incumbent Republican Kay Ivey is running for re-election, and she is facing some challengers in her primary. But at this point, Kay Ivey appears to pretty much have this one all wrapped up, especially according to the markets. And for the Democrats, there's not a lot of attention on the statewide races for Democrats because they're not expected to be at all competitive in the fall. So there's not much to say about the Democrat side. Kay Ivey should win this thing very easily in the fall, along with other statewide Republicans. So on to the U.S. Senate, where incumbent Republican Richard Shelby is not running for re-election, the longtime senator there. So there is a competitive Republican primary, and it's actually a three-way race between Katie Britt, Mo Brooks, and Michael Durant. All three of them have been polling with a decent amount of support. However, it appears Katie Britt might have a bit of an edge, and if you go to predict it, the market does show her with a modest or a moderately comfortable lead. Then on the Democratic side, it's a similar story with Governor. Not a lot of attention. If something changes, of course, I'll be bringing that up. But in the fall, should be a safe Republican. Another race to point out here statewide is the Secretary of State election. That is an open seat, and it does appear competitive. Jim Ziegler, he has a bit of a lead in the polls here, but there are a lot of undecideds. There could be a surprise in that race. I'm sure it's important, but there's just not a lot of outside metrics to gauge which way that race is going to go. But either way, it should be pretty safe for the Republicans in the fall. So let's move on to Arkansas and check out the House. None of these four races are compelling at all. They all should probably be safe Republican in the fall. There doesn't appear to be any action going on in the primaries. So let's move on to the statewide races. And for governor, it is an open seat. And the Republicans have Sarah Sanders, the daughter of former Governor Mike Huckabee. She had a little bit of a primary challenge some months back, but at this point, it appears she only has token opposition at this point, I'll say. And for the Democrats, it's a similar story to Alabama. They're having primaries, but there's just not enough content to talk about any of these candidates or any of the polling. Republicans should easily cruise in the governor's race, as well as the Senate race. And in that Senate race, incumbent Republican John Bozeman, he's running for a third term, and he does have a fairly mild primary challenge. He's expected to win that handily. I wouldn't expect that to be a problem for him. And for the Democrats, again, it's similar to the governor as well as Alabama. So these are two deep red states. If there's going to be an upset, I would expect it to be in the primary. There's several other statewide races you can look at, of course, if you'd like. But that's a look at Alabama and Arkansas. So let me know if you're following any of these races or if you don't care about any of these races. If you enjoy this content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video.